Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Ask Leah. Tonight, I'm going to answer a question while also sharing a story from my weekend. I promise the two things are linked. The question came from someone in a workshop recently who said, Leah, what is your top tip for building relationships and trust and connection quickly in a workplace? I'm relatively new. I haven't got those relationships yet that so many other people have developed over time. What is your top tip for how I can be doing that now? My answer is so simple, and it's acknowledging people. This comes up all the time in my sessions as an issue in workplaces, as a cultural issue where people don't do the basics. You know, they get caught up in, Leah, give us all the tips and tricks for building trust, but they're not doing the really simple things like saying good morning, acknowledging people when you walk into a room, smiling. It doesn't mean a big, deep and meaningful with people. It just means seeing someone as human, acknowledging them in the corridor as you walk past. If you're on a Zoom meeting, putting good morning everyone into the chat. These basics not only help people feel seen, but they help people remember who you are. Oh, that's that person that always says hello. The story from the weekend that I wanted to share with you. I was in Melbourne for the Walk for Yes, and also to go and take in some culture at the Loom exhibition on First Nations artwork. And as I was moving around the city over the weekend, there are obviously a lot of homeless people who are pretty used to everyone just walking past. So I made sure I had a bit of cash in my pocket, not lots of cash, but I usually try to do this where I stop and have a quick conversation with someone. Now, the first person that I stopped and spoke to was a man, and I could see straight away he was trying to almost sell to me why I should consider giving him some money. And, you know, he's like, oh, I could spend it on this or that. And I just looked at him and I said, you spend it on whatever you need to. And he actually cried. The second person I shared, stopped and had a quick conversation with and shared $5 with, said to me, you know what, you're the only person, or you're the first person who has stopped and acknowledged me today, who has seen me. Now, how are these two things linked? Obviously, there are two messages here, but they are so linked. The power of acknowledgement for building relationships, for building trust, for building connection, whether it's in the street. And it doesn't have to be giving money to a homeless person. It can just be that person who's standing on their own at the traffic lights, smiling at them. It can be saying good morning to someone at the bus stop. It can be in the corridor at work. Just raising your hand. You don't even have to interrupt. Just as a morning as you're walking in. They're so small, but they are not insignificant. We all want to be seen. We all want to feel heard. And if you can be a person that does that for other people, it builds that trust, connection, and those relationships that are so powerful. So think about how you can be doing that in your world, personal life, professional life, and I encourage you to do it because it makes the world just that little bit better, and we need that sometimes. If you have a communication, leadership, self-management, people skill question you would like answered, send it through and I will do my best to answer it for you next week. Cheers.